So some questions. Andreas Kriazis. Andreas. Should Michael Owen be removed from his position as ambassador, or are people overreacting?
No.
I think people are overreacting about this video where he talks about being desperate to sign for Man United. That when I haven't seen the reaction to it, the reaction I saw to it didn't tally up with him. Maybe it's just because at this point nothing surprises me. The depths of his stupidity when it comes to not nailing his colours to a mast.
I think he's pretty stupid, because I think he was told it's going to go out in Spain and no one will find out. But what he forgot,
the internet,
is he spoke in English, Paul.
Yes. Yeah, because I would.
I think he was thinking it's going out in Spain. It's going to have subtitles. It'll be sound, and then he spoke in English.
He's just been told to talk about a specific topic, and he's got no concept of the world around him. Chris, this is not the first time he's come out with just some stupid shit since he's been Liverpool ambassador. I think he should be removed as a Liverpool ambassador because he doesn't represent Liverpool Football Club for me. And here's the thing: this comes back to a similar problem that we've talked about already. That there's a bit of a gap. And that's why Michael Owen is, because they've got to looking back at Liverpool's players who are global brands, which helps promote Liverpool, players who, because what Liverpool have made a shift towards in the last few years, they've got a certain amount of appearances to fulfill around the globe. You can't be sending your first team players over to Hong Kong during the middle of the season. There's obviously avenues, there's fans all over the world, but you create these ambassadorial roles, and you can go and do what 5 times go do really well. You can send a team of them over to, you're going to Australia every 2 years, every 3 years, every 4 years maybe. But you can go and send those guys over every year and give people a connection to the football club. And I do feel like they've gone through, there's like a list, and they've gone, oh my God, who do we pick from here? And look, I really like Gary McAllister, with the greatest respect to him, but he's been about 2 years at Liverpool. I mean, for what a 2 years it was. But I don't. He's a Coventry player, you know what I mean? He's a Leeds United player. I wouldn't have like Paul. I think I'd snap him up for the Masters like Paul Walsh back in the day. But Paul Walsh is maybe more Man City than he is Liverpool. Yeah. That kind of thing. And I think like Michael Owen, they've just gone, it makes sense. But it's another one of those things that the club gets wrong a lot. Is that the depth of ill feeling towards Michael Owen has been completely discounted. Like people have gone, oh, no one will care. It won't matter. It does matter. It does matter.
It matters to us here. I wonder if it does matter as much overseas. And stuff, because he might have been the reason that a lot of fans got into Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's odd, isn't it? Because I think you're right. I wonder. In fact, overseas listeners, let us know your thoughts on the Michael Owen ambassadorial thing, because you'll have
probably a different viewpoint to us,
or maybe but. Let's use Torres as an example of this. I think Torres has rehabilitated himself because he's come. Owen's come back and done like charity games at Anfield and been booed, but got on all right. Torres never got booed. Torres just got loved again. I think the fact that he went to Man United makes a big difference, and he can explain the circumstances all he wants, but. And maybe it's just because these opportunities were not presented themselves to other Liverpool players.
There's more to it than just the Manchester United stuff, though. That's a massive part of it, of course it is. But the other part is he could have come back to us, and he never. That's a big part in it for me as well, because he chose Newcastle because he didn't. But I don't know what he didn't wait for us, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And whether that's true or not, that's what I believe it is.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was told at the time, and there was rumours about it, and maybe that's wrong, and maybe my opinion's built on a false lie, as it were.
Well, this is the so I was saying before. Look, he's told his side of the story is perfectly fine. I'm still very much of. I think he just could have done with having a bit more bottle and sticking to his guns a bit more, but inevitably that was Michael Owen in a nutshell. Michael Owen was England's Michael Owen first and foremost, and there's just another thing that doesn't sit well. And again, that's not necessarily his fault. He's always been a driven character. You read about him. Cy Hughes done a great thing in him in the last book, which I forget. Red Machine was the first one. Whatever Ring of Fire. Thanks, sorry. You know, where he obviously tries to, you know, make amends and all that kind of stuff. Torres comes across 10 times better for a similar thing. But that was what Owen was. He wanted to be a success. He wanted to be a first teamer. He wants to be in the England team. He wanted to score goals for England. He wants to do this and that. And again, this is the situation. Maybe what I'm saying is, Robbie Fowler didn't play for Man United, but would Man United have wanted Robbie Fowler?
No, not at all, because he was Liverpool.
And he was, you know, by the time we got Robbie, no, Man City gave us Robbie Fowler because, you know, Robbie Fowler was not in demand come the end of his career, not at the highest level. We were the biggest club that was ever going to come back from him, of course. I don't know how I'd feel if other people have been given those opportunities. But it just boils down for me, again, Michael Owen just doesn't, he never was really very Liverpool.
Here you go. If he was an ambassador for any of his clubs, who does he fit more with?
I don't think he fits with
he
any
doesn't?
of them, no.
England?
Yeah.
That's who he would end up being, because he's not a Manchester United player. He wasn't a Real Madrid, and this is maybe very disrespectful.
He just wasn't successful enough on footy to do the Beckham thing, because he should be. You're right. That's a bit of a shame, and it is sad because I loved Michael Owen when he first broke through to Liverpool. I didn't love as much as Robbie Fowler, but it's hard. It's easy to forget sometimes because of how much time and the shit that he's done subsequently, but. You know, we all adored Michael Owen when he broke into the Liverpool team. But you're right, is that he just needed something else. Personality, probably.
Yeah. Different postcode.
Well, maybe, but then again, like I said, I mean, for the Beckham thing, you know, for him to be that, because he's not a brand Beckham, is he? You know what I mean? And that's why maybe he's lacking something. So he would be fine for England,
better
but
hair?
He's not. Maybe better hair, maybe slightly more charisma. Don't know what the answer is there, but yeah, it would be. He doesn't, again, just boils down for me. He doesn't fit as a Liverpool ambassador. I would rather have someone who just genuinely loves it and genuinely loves the club, who's infectious enthusiasm for Liverpool.
The thing is, I've not seen him talk about his memories and stuff like some of the ambassadors. I've seen Berger talk. I've seen McAteer, McAllister, loads of players talk about it. What are Michael Owen's stories? What's he telling? Because it's the FA Cup. It's the FA Cup, but I've never heard him talk about it.
Yeah, it's true.
I've heard the others.
Yeah, I've heard bits and pieces.
I've never heard him talk about how much he loves Liverpool.
But he's
and that's what all the other ambassadors do.
But he's also the only one who doesn't need the dough. So he doesn't need to be on the circuit, as it were.
But if don't you think that if he was an ambassador and he wanted to be an ambassador for Liverpool, he'd talk about the club that he loves?
Yeah. Maybe,
but he doesn't love the club, so he doesn't talk about it.
Yeah, maybe that's the again. I don't know whether that's that or whether, as I say, is that he doesn't, because he is who he is. He doesn't need.
Paulie just loves golf, mate.
Yeah, golf and horses.
That's fine for him.
Yeah. As I say, he seems a waste. He's a bit of an empty shell for me in that regard. I get the idea from a business sense of a Michael Owen there because. He's recognisable. He's still, you know, Argentina, 98, still winning the golden ball and all that kind of stuff. He's definitely got.
And he won European Striker of the Year, European Player of the Year.
Yeah, that's what that. He's got brand recognition, but
league titles.
Yeah, he's got the league title. Get him back in. Maybe he's our running around